Hello, my name is Laura Chung, and I am the author of How to Manifest a 40-Day Journey Towards Making Your Dreams into a Reality. And today is day 26. We're going to talk about affirmations. Today is February 15th, 2023. And yes, so I am in Cartagena, Colombia right now, and let me know where you are in the world. Sorry for the delay on the video yesterday. I was traveling all day long, and then I definitely meant to do it earlier, but I was just so tired. So it was a shorter video yesterday, just because the topic is pretty straightforward, and it's the case with today as well. But before we dive in, I wanted to talk about today's astrology because it's absolutely beautiful. So today we have the Venus and Neptune conjunction in Pisces, and it happened exactly at 7:30 a.m. On the eastern seaboard of the United States. So we're still in the energy. It just because it's exact doesn't mean that we can't feel the energies throughout the next 3 days. But Venus is the planet of beauty, love, money, relationships. It's an attractive quality versus the counterpart, which is Mars, which is more about separation and it's more a yang energy. And Venus is said to be exalted in the sign of Pisces in Hellenistic astrology. And what that means is that Venus loves being in Pisces because Pisces is the sign of oneness, unconditional love. And so Venus can really do a lot of beautiful things in this sign. Neptune, which is the modern ruler of Pisces, is all about merging. It is, yes, there's a shadow side to it. It can be illusion, disillusionment, and just being overall cloudy and not being able to have discernment. I liken this energy to this like conjunction. If you meet somebody today, like for the first time, and you look at them and you're like, wow, they're so gorgeous. And then when this energy passes, you're like, what was I thinking? It's very rose colored glasses, but um, this energy is really about sacred love, being in oneness, not just from romantic relationships, but all relationships in your life and also of all things, of life in general, for yourself. It is a very beautiful aspect, but I feel like this year we got a little gypped just because tomorrow we have a little bit more of a harsher energy, the Saturn Sun conjunction in Aquarius, which is like the opposite energy, which is very stoic. It's very, um, it's a sobering energy of like, okay, Saturn is about to move into Pisces and it's gonna show you where you're at in your Saturn journey. But it's a closing out chapter. So it's not going to be a surprise to you per se, but it is an illuminating quality of, okay, I've literally been on this Saturn and Aquarius journey for the last about 2 years. It entered Saturn entered Aquarius December of 2020. So just think back to the last, like, gosh, almost 3 years, right? Of this very cold energy because Aquarius is fixed air. And Saturn makes us face our fears. Saturn is all about becoming disciplined and more responsible. It's the adulting planet, but planet Saturn is the Lord of Time, Chronos in Greek mythology, and your relationship to time. You know, people who are ruled by Saturn have a very long term vision for their lives, and they know that the best things come with taking intentional day to day action, and also the best things are worth waiting for and are worth being committed to. So, my sister yesterday was like, "Wow, you're really committed to showing up on YouTube." Because I was so tired. Like, I just wanted to watch Korean dramas in bed in my pajamas all day. As we arrived, and I said, I committed to Saturn. I committed on the new moon in Aquarius, Aquarius being ruled by Saturn, to show up every day for 40 days on YouTube. And as my offering to Saturn, the Lord of Time, that I'm committed to this. Like, and if I can show up every day like this, then I'm willing to put in the work and time for the gifts that Saturn will leave because the beautiful thing about a Saturn transit is when it leaves, which it will on March 7th, it leaves a gift, very beautiful gift that's worth waiting for. So if a lot of you have felt maybe in the last, I would say since 2017, when Saturn went into Capricorn, which is another Saturn ruled sign, that things haven't been going your way, that things have been taking a long time, I think we're going to feel a little reprieve come March. Things are going to really shake up, as I've been saying since last year. So, as always, I forgot to do this, I think, the last 2 days, but I wanted to pull a card um, for the energy for today. And this is my trusty little Rider Waite tarot deck that's travel sized. And my sister's just in the corner over there. Trying to make as little noise as possible. And we were talking about our affirmations this morning because that's the topic for today. And my affirmations that I've been saying to myself every morning is every day in every way, I'm becoming more and more of myself. And we're just talking about what affirmations help us on a daily basis to feel more grounded and aligned. And yeah, so we're excited to talk about that today. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. What is the overall energy for today? Ooh, that was quick. Oh, 4 of Wands. Yay, celebration. Interestingly enough, I'm actually here for my cousin's wedding. So this usually when when tarot readers get this card, it's about weddings. This is Venus and Aries. It's the I forgot what this is called in Jewish tradition. Is it a huppah? It's like this altar where people get married. Is that what it's called? Um, but Venus and Aries is like, okay, so the Aries journey in the tarot is first, it's separation from like your homeland, from something that you know. The 3 of Wands is like creating, and back then this was all about colonies. So it was like the 2 of Wands was leaving your home country, starting a colony. 3 of Wands was getting all that you needed to start it out. And then 4 of Wands is you've accomplished it and now you're celebrating. And Venus and Aries, which we'll experience later on this month in February, um, is all about celebration of what you've accomplished in your new endeavor. This is also for a lot of people the 1111 card, being in alignment with what it is that you want to call in. But if you could see these 2 figures here, they're celebrating. And Venus in and Neptune in Pisces is really like celebrating life. It's a sacred devotion every day to celebrate that the fact that we're here, we're breathing, we're alive, we're healthy. And that's really what this journey is all about. It's not just manifesting these big milestones for yourself, but to really sit back and ask yourself, like, and my sister and I were talking about wealth, because a lot of people want to manifest being wealthy. What does that actually mean to you? And how do you know you've achieved it? How do you know you've manifested it? For me, wealth is a wealth of really strong relationships in all aspects of my life, romantic, platonic, family, and just being around people that really support and love me. Maybe they don't get me necessarily, but they do support what I'm doing. And being able to be as free as possible, and whatever freedom means to you, too, right? Because freedom is such an elusive word. What does freedom mean to you? Does it mean to have your own daily routine? You can wake up whenever you want. You're your own boss. You can just pick up your things and travel. Is it being able to create without feeling judged? Like, it can mean so many things for different people. But really, like, leaning into this energy of the quality of your day-to-day life every single day. What does it look like? And how would it feel to manifest the thing that you want? And so yesterday we went over scripting, which was writing your own story and as if it already happened. So today we're talking about affirmations. and why that's important in this journey. And notice that we're doing affirmations after week 3, which is all about healing. Because for me, it's really hard to believe your affirmations unless you've done the shadow work, unless you've uncovered and released a lot of the things holding you back from even believing these affirmations in the first place. Because you could say, I'm worthy all day long, or you could say, I'm wealthy all day long. But unless you actually believe that affirmation, it's going to be a bigger gap to fill. So we're here today on day 26, affirmations. Thank you for being here. And I'm just going to read a little bit of what today is all about. I believe you can speak things into existence. That was a quote by Jay-Z. Okay, so when spoken aloud, your words are spells. When you speak out to the universe, you are performing an incantation. Similar to scripting and writing, you are spelling. As I mentioned on day 1, you are manifesting all the time. You are manifesting right now. And if you want to manifest something different, watch what you say. And it's very interesting because I've been noticing what I've been saying and how they've been showing up, especially in the last like week. So, in order to get to Colombia, you have to have been vaccinated, and you have to, and I didn't know this because I didn't read ahead of time, but um, you have to fill out all this immigration paperwork even before you can check into your airline. So, um, of course, I procrastinated and then I did it like the night before. My flight was at 6 a.m. the next day. And you have to like fill out all the forms and then it has to get approved before you can even check into your flight. And I didn't pay the extra $8 to get it like, rapid approved because I just wasn't thinking. I don't know. I was like out of my mind. And, I definitely could have been nervous. I could have been like, oh, I should have paid that extra $8 or it's not going to be approved on time. And I really wanted to check in before because our flight was so early. And I was saying to my sister, by the time I finish my shower, it's going to be approved. And she also said it was going to be approved. And lo and behold, when I came out of my shower, it was approved. And then that night, as I was packing, I said, I wish I could just check in my bag um, because it just would be easier. My bag is gigantic. And but then at the last minute, I decided not to because we had a very short layover in Miami. And lo and behold, we get to the airport and they check in our bags for free. So like now I feel like that was the universe telling me like watch what you say and watch what you think because they can manifest very quickly. So now I'm very cautious of what I'm thinking and what I say because it can literally happen. And and now I'm like, what can we manifest? What can we say? Okay, so Louise Hay was a master of so many techniques, but she had a particularly resonant things to say about affirmations. She said, an affirmation opens the door. She believed that spoken words are the beginning of change. In essence, affirmations are the way you communicate with your subconscious mind. Taking responsibility for change and acknowledging your responsibility in what will happen. She wrote about the importance of consciously choosing the right words to manifest what you desire. Words that will help either Words that will either help eliminate something from your life or help create something new in your life. Words have the power to change both your internal and external worlds. In an interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes, Lady Gaga shared that her favorite manifestation technique was repeating affirmations. She would repeat to herself that she was famous even when she wasn't. She said, repeat it to yourself every day, and it's not yet. It's a lie, really. It's like pretend. You're saying a lie over and over again, and then one day the lie is true. As you know, the rest is history because she became the star she is today. When I first learned about Dr. Masaru Emoto's water experiments, it changed the way I saw everything, but more important, how I spoke to myself. Dr. Masaru Emoto was a Japanese businessman and author of the New York Times bestselling book, The Hidden Messages in Water. In his experiments, he labeled various water glasses and then exposed them to different kinds of music, affirmations, pictures, and words. The changes he observed were remarkable. He used microscopic photography to capture the water's molecules, molecular structure, and found that it had reordered itself corresponding to the material to which it had been exposed. To a glass of water that was labeled love, he said, I love you. By contrast, he said, you're ugly to the water labeled ugly. The one that received love looked like a perfect snowflake. The ugly one had no form and looked distorted. Dr. Emoto even found that when polluted water was given a healing intention and prayer, the structure of the water also changed and was no longer polluted. That's kind of like in Reiki, when the first thing our Reiki master taught us to do was to hold our water glass and to send intention to our water. And it actually makes sense because remember in day 24 when we talked about the universal laws, the law of divine oneness, and how we are connected to everything. And it's no accident that the earth is made of, I think, 75% water, and our human bodies are made of 75% of water. So what happens to us, what we say to ourselves and how we treat ourselves, that's what we do with the earth. And I mean, you can kind of tell what's happening with earth right now. Um, so if you look at this world with the feeling of scarcity, that nothing works out for you, and you feel it and believe it, that is exactly what you will receive. Once I was talking to one of my cousins and exasperated by what he perceived as my lack of pragmatism, he said, I live in reality and not everyone can follow their dreams. To that I said, that's very true for your reality because you're saying it to me and you believe that. Again, words are spells, they are powerful. So while they can create amazing things, also be careful and be mindful what you say because you can be unintentionally creating a reality you don't want. Be mindful of how you say things like, I don't need to make money because I need to make money because make implies that you will literally create money. When in reality, you're not saying you need to chop down a tree, make the wood into paper, and then print the cash. And similarly, when you say that you need something, it implies that you don't have it. So I always like to reframe that and say receive money because that's really what you're doing. You're receiving, you're not making, you're not earning. Um, and if it's really hard for you to um, understand that concept, look deeper into that because we were taught in my sister's gonna laugh at me, our capitalistic society, that we have to work hard to make money. We have to work hard to earn money. But what if we flip that and said, making money is easy. Making money comes easily to me, or not even make, but receiving money is easy. Receiving money can be easy. Receiving money can be joyful. And it again, you might have to go back to week 3 to heal those thoughts about why it's so hard to receive money. And I actually watched a TikTok video yesterday while at the airport, and I loved what this creator said. She said um, that there's an abundance of money in this world. I mean, I saw another TikTok video of this creator that said the 62 richest people are Americans. Well, the 62 that are out of all the richest people in the world are Americans, and the combined wealth of these 62 people, their wealth is greater than the 7 billion people on this planet or something crazy like that. So literally, those 62 people could give away half of their wealth to the rest of the world and they'd still be the wealthiest people. Like, how crazy is that? So clearly, there's an abundance of money, there's an abundance of wealth. It's just not maybe distributed. Um, Obviously, it's not distributed equally, but and she said that money is everywhere. It's just that we have this very warped idea of how to receive and how money flows because um, we often think of it being so like I want to say bedevils us that we have to do all of these things to get it, right? Like you have to work hard, we have to struggle, we have to have like 3 jobs, we have to do all these things when in reality, the richest people in the world don't even work anymore. They just make money from their assets and from compounded interest and all their investments. And so literally it's not even about um it's not education because most of these billionaires didn't even graduate college. It's not about hard work. So then what is it really? It's energetic. It's energy and how you believe, your core beliefs. Your core beliefs inside of you have to change in order for you to receive the money. Because a lot of people think that you have to receive it to have the shift, but it's the opposite way. And I know that's like a trick on the universe that we have to shift first internally before you receive the money. And she also said because this is all about energy, that a lot of us like receive it and then we hold on because we're afraid, but that fear is what blocks it from flowing because again, money is currency, money is stream, money is flow. So just reframing these things through language, I think is very helpful. So that was a little side tangent there. Okay. So, and then, yes, with the definite caveat here, some of you might need money to pay your rent and your survival depends on it. And I'm not telling you to deny what you are going through. Just be careful of how you use your words to describe your situation. And I read another book. Now I forget which one it was. Oh, because I've read so many. But she said, being broke is temporary, but having poverty consciousness is forever. So if you're in a state right now where you're struggling and you're like, I'm never going to get out of this, just remember that the what it says in your bank account is temporary, but your consciousness around poverty, that's what you need to shift. Okay, so today's exercise is obviously affirmations. If you use a smartphone in your voice notes app or any other recording app, record I am affirmations for at least 5 minutes and listen every day during your walk or meditation. Some examples are I am open to receiving, I am open to love, I am walking toward my abundance, I am healthy, I am beautiful, I am pure love and energy. And the Go Deeper exercise is a moon water ritual. Before I get into the ritual, I want to introduce you to the phases of the moon that can provide the best energy to work with. Plan to do this on the new or full moon, and lucky for you, there's a new moon in Pisces on February 19th of this week. Please take into consideration a void of course moon. A void of course moon is the time when the moon makes its last aspect to when the moon changes signs. It's said to be a time when the moon rests and rejuvenates, so nothing is going to happen during that moon. So you just have to like Google void of course moon and it'll show you the days that it's void of course. I believe this week there are no void of course moons, so I think you should be okay. So just be mindful of that. Avoid, of course, moon is not a good time to set intentions or do a ritual. Nothing will come from it. You can do an internet search, yeah, an internet search of when this is. So you get a glass jar or mason jar and that has a top. Fill up your glass jar with water. Set up your ritual space, and you can look at page 33 to create one. If you've kept your altar from day 4 maintained, that is an excellent place to do this ritual. Clear the area energetically or with local herbs or incense. Light a candle and create some space for yourself to meditate on your intention. Your intention can be healing, vitality, more energy, more hope, more love. Hold your glass jar of water between your hands. Take a deep inhale from the belly. Pause for a few seconds, then exhale all the air out of your mouth. State your intention out loud. Feel the energy coming out through your hands. You can say a prayer to your water, and at that point, you can either drink all of it in one sitting or you can drink a sip each day for a week. If you have enough water, you can do this for 14 days, taking a sip each day through the next 2 moon phases. As you drink the water, remember Dr. Emoto's water studies and the power of your intentions. Okay, So, just to look ahead, tomorrow is day 27, Emotions, Energy, and Motion. And like always, if you want to buy the book or if you want to learn more about me, all the links are down below in the description box. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Venus and Neptune and Pisces. Do something lovely for yourself. Listen to music, create art, look at art, do something that really calls in that expansive Venusian and Neptunian energy. Okay, as always, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.